Okay, we're gonna sort of wrap up the Over the Rainbow, at least as far as the arrangement is concerned. And we may talk about it, expand on it, but this will kind of get us all the way through the arrangement. The first thing I'm going to look at is on the page that I sent, just the bottom two lines where it says ending. We have the G chord there, and the ending sort of sounds, when it first starts, kind of sounds a little bit like the bridge. I'm just going to go through that and talk about a couple of things I did to try to make it more interesting, or to incorporate another bit of knowledge into the ending. So we have the ending. I'm going to play through it piece by piece. The first measure, just the G. Okay. Now I did strum that G chord again halfway through. You probably heard it, but you can strum it as many times as you want. That was just a single strum, or I can strum it twice. Again here. That's up to you. Then we get to the next measure, the A minor. Okay. Once again, you can strum that the one time, or strum it twice. Doesn't really matter. Then we get to the next measure where we have the A minor 7, G. That's a first inversion G because it has this second fret here in the bass. I'm first inversion. And then from there to the C chord. And then the D7. Okay, I'm going to play that line, 2, 3, 4. Typically there's kind of a pause there in the ending, and then it continues on. Then looking at the last line there, we have the G chord. That's where the melody ends, but we continue to play on just to give it more of a feeling of not having such a dead stop. So then what I do is I do that little strum thing like we've been doing after that G, go to an E minor 7, do that little strum thing, A minor 7. Now here's where I did something a little different. I could have just gone to a D7 chord again, like this, and then just back to a regular G. Just to incorporate an extra bit of learning here at the end, I went from an A minor chord, then I gave it a little bit more of a jazz feel. I went to an A flat 7, and you can see it's tabbed 4, nothing, 4, 5, 4. In order to get up to that A flat 7, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that middle finger down. I'm just going to slide that up to the 4th fret. First finger down on the 4th fret, pinky on the 5th fret, ring finger on the 4th fret. Okay? So from the A minor 7, and then from there we have one of two options. There's actually more, but these are the two I'm going to show. We can go to a G6 chord. If we choose to go to the G6 chord, I'm going to leave the ring finger and the pinky down. I'm just going to slide them, and then I'm going to add the 3rd fret and the 2nd fret on the D string and end on that G6 chord. So I'll go from here, slide those 2 fingers down, and add the other notes from here to there. That gives it a little bit more of a jazzy feel. The other option would be to go from the A flat 7 to the G major 7. And in order to do that, what I'll do is I'll leave the 1st finger and the pinky, slide them down, and then put the other fingers in where they belong. So from here to there. Or the other option, from the A flat 7 to the G6. That would be a good thing to practice, just going back and forth, that A flat 7 to the G6, the A flat 7 to the G major 7. Just back and forth a little bit. Now, as I said earlier, I threw that A flat 7 in instead of using a D7 there and just going to a, kind of doing more of just a simple approach. The D7 and the A flat 7 is as different as the names may sound. They do have some notes in common, which is why you can make the substitution. I won't go into exactly which notes they have in common, but they do have notes in common that allows that substitution harmonically to work. The other thing you want to listen for is when we're going from the A minor 7, then we go to the A flat 7, that note there, and then to the G6. So we have a little chromatic line, the A minor 7, that note, going to this note, going to this note. So it's going. That's a chromatic line. Those notes are right next to each other. It's going from E to E flat to D. E up here, E flat, D. Okay, so as I said, I threw that in just to incorporate a new point of learning, because I know you're interested in that sort of thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and play the ending. I'm going to play through it twice. The first time I'm going to end on the G6 chord, then I'll go back and play it again, and the second time I'll end on the G major 7 chord. So you can kind of use this as a play along when you practice it, just practicing the ending. So about here, and remember, after I do that second measure, that A minor 7 measure, I'm going to have like a little pause there, and then I'll continue on. I think the words in that ending are something like, if happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, and then it goes, why, oh, why can't I? Okay? I'm not going to sing it, just kind of placing the lyrics there for you. Okay, so I'll count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and little pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we kind of come back into tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, A flat 7. Okay, I'm going to do it again, and this time I'll end on the G major 7. 3, 4. Little pause. And then back into tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 to the G major 7. Okay, once again, just giving it a little bit of a different style in the ending. So I actually intentionally tried to keep this lesson a little bit, with a little bit less substance to it, only because I figured maybe, you told me you were just kind of getting back into practicing, so I didn't want you to be overwhelmed, but I did want to give you something new just to keep the, it keeps the interest up a little bit if you're not practicing the same section over and over. So in review of this section, one of the main things I want you to look at is the transition from the A minor 7 to the A flat 7 to the G6 or to the G major 7. Just a reminder, we're on the A minor 7, and then we're going to go to that A flat 7. That middle finger is just going to slide up, and that first finger is going to come down. So you want to kind of see that happening when you're going to that A flat 7. As you're sliding up, be bringing that first finger down to that low A flat 7. These two fingers kind of fall into place. And then depending on where we're going, if we're going to the G6, then these two fingers here will just slide down, and these two fingers will just change strings and frets. So we're going to flip over like that, from here to there, from here to there. If we're going from the A flat 7 to the G major 7, the first finger will slide from the A flat down to the G, and the pinky will also slide. And then these two fingers, those two, are the ones that'll change strings and frets. Okay? So we're either going from here to here, or here to here. So pay attention to those points, and that'll make changing those chords a little easier. The other thing in review is just the style in which to play it. We have the little bit of a pause there, and then the next 4 chords kind of proceed a little slower, kind of holding that one out a little bit, and then back into tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And your choice there for the last chord. Okay, so go ahead and work on that, and I hope you're making some progress and that work isn't totally overwhelming you. I'm going to save doing the complete thing till next time. Once again, just so you can maybe focus in on whatever it is you're working on. There might be some areas that you're, just trying to piece together, and then having this end piece. And then finally, what we'll talk about is a way to tie it all together. So continue to work on that, and hopefully things are smoothing out a little bit for you, and you're getting a little bit more time to play and not just work. Talk to you later.